Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a deep, focused look at something I think we all wrestle with at some point: healing relationships.
Hmm.
And that can mean anything, right?
Yep.
You might be trying to release an old love, or maybe work to repair a connection that's broken.
We're just looking for someone new.
Exactly,
Yeah.
looking for that person who really aligns with your best self. So, we've gathered sources that offer well, a radically simple strategy for all of it.
And that strategy, which is really the foundational idea of all this material, is entirely internal.
Mm.
I mean, if you came here looking for tips on how to change someone else,
Yeah, this might be a surprise.
it might be a surprise. The core message is that the path to healing any external relationship, it actually begins with the most important one of all,
The one you have with yourself.
the one you have with yourself.
I love how the guidance starts, immediately. It's physical. It directs you, the listener, to literally look in the mirror and to recognize the wonderful and loving person looking back.
It's the starting line.
It is. That simple act is the actual starting line. It's the essential relationship. And according to the source material, it's really the only one you truly need to fix.
It's powerful, isn't it? The source says that if you want to heal any relationship, you must first radically improve the one you have with yourself.
It makes a brutal kind of sense, though.
It does. Because the external world is just a mirror, right? It's constantly reflecting our internal state back at us.
It poses that incredibly pointed question. And I mean, the material doesn't pull any punches here. It asks, why would anyone want to be with you if you don't actually want to be with you?
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is how the source ties contentment directly to attraction. A person who is genuinely content with themselves, who isn't dependent on someone else for validation.
They're just attractive.
They're very attractive to others. The simple equation, which is deceptively difficult to actually do,
Yeah.
is this. If you're looking for more love, you absolutely need to love yourself more.
Okay, but let's not let that phrase, love yourself more, just be platitude.
Yeah.
Because this is where the deep dive is so necessary. What does that actually look like in practice?
Well, the source material is incredibly specific. It gives us a clear list of things to stop doing immediately. This is self-love through elimination.
Okay.
It means no criticism of yourself, no complaining, no blaming, no whining. And this one's critical. No choosing to feel lonely.
Wait, I want to pause on that for a second. The idea that we choose loneliness, that's a tough one for a lot of people to swallow.
It is.
Because loneliness can feel like it's being forced on you.
Of course.
Right.
But the source defines it as a mental habit. If you're constantly thinking, I have no one or I'm always alone, you are actively, selecting and growing that feeling.
So the goal of self-love is to replace that scarcity thinking.
Yes, with contentment right now. You stop waiting for someone else to fill a void, and you choose to think thoughts that make you feel good in the present moment.
So we're swapping out that cycle of blame and waiting for an active commitment to self-approval.
Right. And to do that, the source reminds us that love itself isn't just one thing. We all experience and express it differently.
Which is so crucial for understanding how we relate to ourselves and to other people.
It is. The sources highlight three main ways people feel love. There's the physical, the verbal, and what we can call demonstration.
Right, so some of us are physically wired. We feel love most intensely through a hug, through touch. Others need the words. They need to hear, I love you, or, explicit appreciation.
And then there are those who need to see it. A thoughtful action, a gift, some act of service.
And here's where it all connects back. Our preferred way of receiving love is often the way we are most comfortable giving it.
Exactly. And understanding that means you can start to treat yourself with the specific love language you actually need.
Which brings us to this idea of self-romance. If you are seeking romance, you have to treat yourself to it first.
Yes, you
Yeah.
have to. This means using the mirror to work on loving yourself all the time.
It's an active thing.
It's very active. The source says to use loving affirmations every moment you can. Pamper yourself. Show yourself how special you are. It's not a hobby. It's an ongoing effort to sort of fill your own tank.
I worry that self-romance could sound a little bit like narcissistic self-absorption to someone who's skeptical.
That's a great question.
How does the source make sure this practice leads to connection, not just, isolation?
It addresses the mechanism of what it calls the magnetic effect. But it's not mystical, it's psychological. Life always mirrors back the feelings we have inside.
Okay.
So when you stop desperately needing someone else to complete you, you automatically show up with better boundaries, more confidence, and just less desperation. That fulfilled presence
Mm.
That's the magnet.
So the right person is attracted not by some cosmic force, but because a fulfilled person just radiates security.
Precisely. It's a shift from loneliness thinking to fulfillment thinking. We're told to let negative thoughts about love fade and instead just focus on sharing love, approval, and acceptance with everyone you meet.
You focus on the sharing, not the getting.
Not the getting, exactly.
Okay, so let's explore that ripple effect. Once you truly commit to this, what are the concrete external results you can expect to see?
The outcomes are holistic. You'll stay centered, calm, secure, and naturally, that makes your relationships at home and at work suddenly become wonderful.
And things that used to bother you.
They just seem less critical. Minor slights, things that felt like huge injustices, they don't matter as much because your internal security isn't tied to them anymore.
The source also says this can cause a shakeup, which might be scary at first.
It can be. As you raise your personal standards, your environment has to change. New people will come into your life who match that, and, well, some old ones might disappear.
The ones who maybe thrived on your old insecurities.
Right. It's a natural pruning process. It might feel like a loss, but the material frames it as refreshing and exciting. You're clearing out what no longer serves you.
This brings us to the really actionable part of our deep dive, the actual exercises to help you do this. Let's start with the big one, the mirror work drill.
This is the centerpiece. The instruction is to stand in front of a mirror, look deep into your own eyes and say, I love you.
And then
And then the stronger affirmation, I really love you. Then, and this is the critical part, you repeat it using your own name. Like, I love you, Sarah. Or, I love you, John.
why is saying your own name so important? I mean, it feels awkward.
It does feel awkward, but it bypasses our mental defenses. When you use your name, you're talking to that inner child, that core self that needed to hear those words unconditionally years ago. The fact that it feels difficult is just proof of how much resistance we have.
That makes sense. And there's a specific version for people struggling with difficult relationships right now.
Yes. For that, you look into your eyes, you breathe deeply, and you repeat 5 times. I am willing to release the need for relationships that don't nourish and support me. And you should be thinking of those specific people while you say it.
That word, willingness, seems key. It's not forcing it.
It's just opening the door.
Then we move to the journaling prompts.
Right. This is about uncovering the blueprint of love we inherited. You're asked to write about how you experienced love as a child. Were there lots of hugs? Or was love hidden behind fighting or crying or even silence?
And the idea is we often recreate those same conditions.
Exactly. Even if they were painful.
Mm.
Understanding that model is the first step to building a new one.
Okay, after that introspection comes the affirmations and action exercise.
This one splits the work into mind and body. You write 10 affirmations like, I am worthy of love, and you practice them.
But it doesn't stop there.
No, it demands physical commitment.
Mm.
You write down 10 things you absolutely love to do, things that bring you joy. Then you pick 5, and you have to do them today.
Wow, today, no excuses.
No excuses. It demonstrates to your subconscious that you value your own fulfillment.
And finally, the ultimate commitment, self-pampering.
And this isn't rushed. The exercise says you have to take several hours to pamper yourself. Buy yourself flowers, treat yourself to a beautiful, healthy meal. You have to show yourself physically how special you are.
So once we start doing all this, internalizing this act of self-love, the final concept the source presents is about the universal power of love itself.
Right. The core message is that love is healing. It's the most powerful healing force there is. And this takes us to a practice called the circle of love.
What's that?
It's a meditation, a visualization, really. You consciously project comfort, acceptance, support, and love out to others. And you note that you receive those thoughts in return.
And this circle is expansive. It's not just for people you like.
Not at all. It envelops your family, living or not, your friends, coworkers, and very significantly, everyone from your past and all the people you would like to forgive but don't know how.
Wow. That's the definition of forgiveness as an internal repair job.
It is. By enveloping them in love, you're cutting that energetic cord to past pain. You affirm that you have wonderful, harmonious relationships with all of them, with respect and caring on both sides. It's how you reclaim your own dignity and peace.
And this deep dive really concludes with a powerful list of future affirmations. They serve as a template for the reality you're building.
The first one is, I see myself prospering.
I see myself healthy.
I see myself creatively fulfilled.
And the one that ties it all together, I have wonderful, harmonious relationships in which there is mutual respect and caring.
So the final takeaway is just undeniable. The intensity and quality of all your relationships will directly mirror the intensity and quality of the love you hold for yourself. You just can't expect a relationship to give you something you refuse to give yourself first.
That shifts the entire burden of relationship repair inward to the one place where you actually have power. That's a profound thought.
And that's the ultimate challenge, isn't it? The Source says the power is within you to live with dignity, peace, and joy. So consider this. If self-love is the magnet that attracts security and fulfillment, what might happen if you truly commit to seeing yourself as already prospering, healthy, and fulfilled?
Before the external world has a chance to prove it.
Before the external world reflects it back to you, what is the practical application of assuming your best reality right now? Even before the first flower arrives or the first difficult conversation is resolved, that commitment to preemptive joy, that's the final, most radical step in self-acceptance.